Good evening, guys. So now, in the first session, I want to explain about front-end web development of using what are the languages we have to use and scriptings we have to discuss in today class. So mainly in the front-end web development, we have to use the HTML5, Hypertext Markup language. There is the 5 you have to use, and also we can use the styling purposes. We can use the cascading style sheets, that is the CSS, and JavaScripting, as well as jQuery. So in this week, you must be complete all these concepts. In next week, we will continue with the other concepts. Okay, within this week up to Sunday, you must be complete all these concepts. Okay, here first I want to explain about what is HTML5, Hypertext Markup language. So everywhere you know that Hypertext Markup language. So generally, this HTML you have to use it for to designing the static web pages. So here in the static web pages, whenever you want to design, so here most of the recommended is the HTML, RCFs, web designs, canvas, so video, so text pages. So what are the you have to use WebGL. So most of the whenever you want to design you with the HTML. So based on the colors, which one is the recommended and proposed for to designing the HTML, and which are color with other colors, candidate recommendations, last calls, working drafts, so non-W3 specifications. In all these cases, we have to use the HTML. Only deprecated or inactive process, only 1 or 2 cases only. So remaining all cases, we have to use the HTML. So that's the reason whenever you want to designing the web pages, or you can design the websites with the HTML only. So without HTML, nothing will happen. So nowadays, because most of the people they are working with the online, so all web pages you have to design with HTML. So this is the basic for to front-end design. So whenever you have to design with the other languages, but that language code we have must be converted into HTML. Okay, clear? This is regarding to the HTML, and I want to give the one structure regarding to the HTML, that is the Hypertext Markup language. This is derived from the standard markup language. So here we have the structure. So in HTML, mainly we have to represent the within the angular brackets less than or greater than, we have to use within that HTML tag you have to use. So HTML, and this is the start with the HTML with the less than and greater than. Within this less than and greater than, you have to use the HTML word. Then end with that slash within the greater than or less than or greater than. You can use the slash HTML. That is the end tag. So within this HTML, you can use, this is the structure you have to follow whenever you have to design the web pages. Not only this structure, you have the many structures. See here, first one, top of the file, we have to represent it as header, and then navigation bar. So make a top of the web page, you have the represented as names, website names, you have to represent it. That is the header. And here we have the file menu bars are there, that you have to represent navigation. That also you have to represent, that is you have to represent it as header. You have to represent it with this tag. This is the static tags, the header. This is the open header tag, and this is the closing header tag. And the next one is this is regarding to the navigation tag, that is the nav you have to represent it navigation tag nav, and slash nav you have to represent it as navigation tag. So this is the one side. This is the left side. You have to represent it as. This is the side. You have to represent a side. You can use the either left side or right side out. That is the side where you have to represent it. A side opening tag and closing tag you have to represent it. And you can represent these all are you have to represent it as in the body section. This is the header section, and this is the body section, and this is the footer section. This is the body section. You have to represent it as section. Section also you can represent it here. Okay. Now I want to define as this is the section you have to represent it. This is the green you have to represent it as section. One section you have to represent it. Within that section, we have to represent the articles. So within the article, some information you want to post it, you have to represent it. That is represented as in an article. This is the box you have to blue box you have to represent it as articles. Text information you have to represent it with this tag one. So the sidebar side you have to of the web page you have to represent it as side tag you have to use, but here you have to represent it as text information you have to represent it as article tag. So finally, this is the header tag, and similar way you have the header, automatically you have the footer also. So footer you have to represent it as footer tag. That is footer. This is the opening footer tag, and this is the closing. This is the overall structure we have to represent it as the HTML file. Based on this, you can design the web pages as well as websites. So you can change it. This is the alternate structure also you can change it based on your requirement. So the sidebar is here in the left side. You want to place it into the right side, and this is the content only you have to represent one section. You can represent the many sections. Okay. This is the header tag and footer tag. As you wish, you have to represent it as header as well as footer also, as well as navigation tags. So based on requirement, automatically the structure will be changed. So not only you have to follow this structure, you can follow based on requirements. You have to change that structure. This is regarding to this hypertext and markup language. Clearly, it shows that most of the web pages we have to represent it based on users' requirement only. Okay, clear? Next one, I want to give the sample code regarding to the HTML5. See here, this is the simple document. Whenever you want to write the HTML page, HTML and document type, that is the. So what type of code you have to written here? That is the HTML as well as styling of HTML. That is the CSS. So I want to represent this code as first one symbol. You have to represent it as not document type. What type of document you have to written within that text? So generally here, clearly I show it. See here, this is the text box. I want to represent it as this is the everybody knows that HTML tag have to represent and slash HTML. This is the basic structure you have to follow whenever you want to designing web page. This is the HTML tag slash HTML, and here you can write the header tag as well as you can represent it as slash header tag. And similar way you have to represent it as body tag. Within the body you have to represent it as this is what you have to say that section. So I want to represent it as here header name H1 I will represent. Head and HTML tag. So before write this HTML header, I want to this you have to represent it as header. We have to represent I. So this is the H1. I have to represent it here. This is the head tag. Head tag. Within this head tag, I want to represent it as slash head. So here, this is the here within the head tag we have the title. Title tag. So I want to represent sample HTML file sample. That is the name of the web page slash title. So head tag is over. Then style sheets we have to include it within this head tag only. Then after header you have to represent it. Header you have to represent it as H1, and this is the body you have to represent it. This is the H1 of, you can say that this is body tag. This is the body section. I want to represent it like this. Okay. This is the simple structure of the HTML. First, whenever you have to include the information in the HTML, and what is the head tag, and what is the header, and what is the body section. So here header and body we have to present it. So this is the header and body. We have to present it as in previous structure. Header and section as well as footer also we have to include it here. Okay, clear? This is regarding to the HTML tag. So I want to save it as and file name as all files, save as type as all files, and I want to give the name. This is the sample dot HTML. Okay. Okay. Just you have to save it. And once you have to save this information, okay, save it at the desktop here. You can share the desktop. Desktop. We have to see the sample. This is the document. We have to share it now. So see here, this is the sample document. I have to written here. So see here, the name of the web page is sample, and here this is the header tag. I have to represent it. This is the body section, and you have the represented as footer section also. Okay. So this is the sample document we have to create it using the HTML. Okay. So like this way, we have to implement it. So here I will show you. Okay. So now back to work. See here, This is the document type HTML. That is the head HTML. Head tag I want to represent it. Head and the title of the document. So what title you have to give into the HTML page? That is the title you have to represent it. And I want to represent this whenever you want to, whatever the data we have, the data we have to display it into the web, different web browsers. So that data we have to represent it, what type of data we are using, that we have to represent it in meta tag. That is the meta HTTP equivalent content type, content text.html file, character set UTF-8. So this is the complete regarding to the data information in the we have to represent it in meta tag. Clearly, you must be prepared well. What is the use of meta tag? Easily can understand. So completely data related information you have to specify it here. That is the meta tag. And you have the CSS cascading style sheets. So in the cascading style sheets, we have to represent the whenever you are using a particular letters or text boxes or radio buttons, whatever the content you have to include it in that web page, that content must be feel to the good, feel good way manner. That is the styling of HTML. So you can say that CSS. That style you have to represent it here. HTML and the body is 180%. Height is 100%. You have height of the percent. You have percentage. You have to represent. That is the height. And body, in the body, whatever the text you have to using, that text we have to display in flex format and wrapping up data, wrap box wrap you have to represent it. And if you have specify the margin, so from where you have to start, that margins also have to specify in the body style. And a similar way, header menu. In the header menu, whenever you have to specify that is the header menu or footer menu, I want to use the same information regarding to the display. Display is flexible manner, that is the flexible, and align items are center. So whatever the items you have to specify as center, and width is 100%. Similar way, header menu, you want to justify the content. So justify content as the flexible end, and what is the height of that information? 60 px you have to represent. So what is the size of the text you have to represent it as 60 px, and the background color you want to specify. So you want to know the know the different background colors. So just you have to type on Google. So you get the different colors, color codes you have to get it from all zeros, hash all zeros to all Fs. So here I want to use the 1C87C9. That is the color code you have to represent it as background. And background color you have to specify it as 3 Fs. So background colors you have to specify it here. And next one is the margins. You want to specify the margin for the particular H1 tag or H2 tags you have to use. That time, whenever you are using the H2 tag, that time you have to specify it as a margin 008px. So here, whenever you want to use the H2 tag, you have to specify the margin. Whenever you have to give in the two values, that time top, bottom, we have to represent it as first value. And for example, margin as 5, we have to represent. Margin 5, we have to represent top and bottom values must be 5. And you have to give in the margin 5 and 10. So 5 represents the top and bottom. Both are 5 px only. But the left and right margins, or you have to represent it as 10 px. But I want to represent it as here in this margin, you have to represent it as 3 values. What it represents. So here, the first we have to represent the top value, top margin value, and the second one we have to represent the left and right margin values, and 8 represents the what is the 8 represents the bottom of the margin. Okay, clear? So here easily whenever you have to styling the sheets, so based on that margins you have to represent it here. That's the way you have to getting the web page very stylish and corporate manner. So you have to understand all these concepts easily, then only you can designing the web pages. So you have to must prepare well regarding to this HTML and styling HTML. That is simply you can say that CSS. Order list and unordered list you have to represent it as displaying in block, displaying max inline blocks and padding of the length 0 to 10 px list time. So generally list you have to use either order list or unordered list. What are the specifications of the particular list? So you have to specify the specifications, display related and padding related and list style. So all you have to represent it. The properties you have to represent it in styles. Similar way aside. So aside you have to use aside you have to use the flex length and what is the height of the particularly you can draw the line between the two sides. One is the we have to represent it as section, another side we have to represent it as one side window. So side window in between you have to draw the line. That time you have to use the flex value you have to represent. Padding left is 15 px with the height of 165. So border, what is the border and what is the color? That border color you want to specify here also. That is by using this properties. That is the styling properties. And the next one is section. What are the properties you have to follow? That is the flex one is padding right is a 15 px. And what are the footer side? Footer side, what are the background you have to specify for the footer? So that properties we have to specify in styling HTML. So this is regarding to the styles. So this is the one way we have to represent it as styles. You want to represent the another way of styles, or you have to save it with all data. You have to save it as some file name .css. So that file name you have to call it into the HTML. That is the another way. In further classes, easily you can understand that one. This is regarding to the HTML. This is the regarding to the styles. So once you have to head is completed, that is the title of the document. Next one, we have to move to the body section. Head section is completed. See here, this is the head section completely. Within that head section, you have to write the title as well as styling properties also we have to include it. But the next one is body section. In the body section, you have to represent it as header class. So I want to specify as header menu. So within that, I want to specify the one navigation. So I want to represent the corner. Represent the one blue strip line with the menu. So I want to specify the different menu file. I want to give the names. File. So in a particular web page, you have to present it as help. So all menu items you have to specify it as that is the list items. So that is the unordered list. You want to specify the you want to specify it as a order list. That is the 1, 2, 3 you have to specify. Unordered list you have to represent it as horizontal line you have to represent. Okay. That is regarding to this. See here, I will show you after execution of this code how you can get the page. Next one is you have to represent it as this is the list. Header is completed. So once header is completed and the navigation is also, navigation bar is also completed, then you have the section you have to represent it. That is in the body section. In the section, I want to write some information. Simply you can use the article tag. Okay. Similar way, you want to write H2 tag, land HTML. You want to write small information. Small, you have to represent a hypertext markup language. Strong you have to represent it for the bold. EM you have to represent it as italic. Okay. Paragraph you want to represent it as PDAG. So you have to each one you have to include it here. So this is the article I want to specify. Once you have to complete the article, so I want to take the another article also. That is the article header tag I want to specify for within that article. Similar way, I want to write the paragraphs. That is another article. I want to take the another article also regarding to the HTML page, regarding to the registration form. I want to specify it as the divisions within the registration form, class info. And I want here you have to write the first name of the text boxes I want to represent. So how many text boxes see here? I want to represent it as 4 text boxes. F name, that is the first name, and the second name, that is the name of the person, that is the first name, and the email ID, and the phone number, and the passport. So this is the registration page. Input tag you have to use for the text box. Okay, this is the class name is represented as name. So whenever you want to call something in whatever the information you have to type down text boxes, that with the name only you have to call. That is the name, whatever the name you have to given for this input text box. That is name is name. Okay. Here this is the name you have to given as name. Name is the input text box is also name. That is the password is also you have to give that. So with the whatever the name you have to given here, with this the name only you can calling that data. Whenever you have to writing the programming code in real-time environment, this name only we have to call that data. So we have to remember that. So placeholder just means whatever the information you want to display on text boxes. That is the text boxes you want to display. That information you have to write here. Placeholder, full name, and email, phone number, and password. Okay. The next one, this is the select option. So I want to drop down list. You have to print it as select. Course type you have to select it. Course type. It is the option. Short courses, featured courses, undergraduate courses, diploma courses, certificate, master degree, post degree. You have postgraduate. So all information I want to take the number of options. Like for example, you have to take the country drop down list. You have the number of countries. There we also. That is the selection option you have to display. So this is the one division I want to play. I want to represent it as another division. I want to represent another checkbox. See here, this is the policy. You have to complete them. Section is completed. So side is completed. I want to take as another side. Side you have to represent HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP. Footer I want to represent it like this. Footer small name, small, and with the company at the rate of W3 docs all rates. So you give the name. I have grown also. So I will show you. For a few minutes. With Explorer as well as so I have a few minutes. Please check it out here. So see this code. Okay. See this code. I want to write a simple code regarding to the HTML. I want to give the style properties you have to apply here, header and footer section. See here, this is the code, similar code. Okay, I want to write here. I want to give the AP addresses also. Addresses for the give our books information also, you can read it. Okay, so here you have to see after writing this code how you can get the another page. I want to represent it here. See here, this is the web page you have to get. See here, so top of the name of the net MVC training, I will give the name of the web page, and this is the what is that header. This is the header. This is you have to represent it as header. The header tag we have the navigation bars. So home, register, help. I want to give them. Whenever I want to click, I will give the link also. So just we have to give whenever you have to click this one. See here, you can get the HTTP online webs. Okay. I want to give the whenever you want to click on this one. This is the register button. So directly it moves to the my YouTube my blog. Okay. Here whenever you have to click on this one, like this way. So you have the link links we have to provide. So this is the